Hello, authors and readers alike. Welcome to another featured author interview, and we are now streaming live in our Readers Magnet Facebook page and Readers Magnet YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And I'm your host, Red Sanchez, and joining us today to tell us more about her book, Sue Ann Matinkhah, and she's the author of the book Splish Splash Water, which is the book that we're going to be talking about today. How are you feeling today, Sue?
I feel blessed to be here.
Yep, me too. I'm really excited to do this interview. I was really curious about your book, though. But before we proceed with that, I think the best way to start this interview is, can you tell us more about yourself, maybe a little bit about yourself?
Okay. I was born in Michigan and lived here most of my life. And I was a social worker for a long time. And then I retired from that. And I felt that books were probably what I wanted to do for kids because I have six grandchildren. And I think it's really important for all children to learn about their environment. And that's what my books are about. So
Wow, that's really interesting. That's quite a lot. But I mean, for some of us, it might be a lot. But for your grandchildren, But how
Mhm.
did you come up with the title of your book? It's really interesting that you have this kind of title.
I came up with it I with a friend. I was brainstorming with a friend and uh we came up with that and I thought it was cute and interesting and kids might like it. And the front of the book has a couple of dogs and some people that are giving a dog a bath, and I thought they'd be
Hmm.
interested in that too. So that's the name of the book, uh, Splish Splash Water, and just for a little fun.
Yeah, it's really interesting as well. And can you show us a copy of that book?
Of course, this is my book, and I just
And
got it.
and you,
It just got published this last week. It's
wow, okay,
yeah.
congratulations.
Thank you, thank you very much.
And with the cover of the book, how did you like? Did you plan that with your friend as well, or is that something that
I
you? Uh,
I went in my backyard and I started sketching some things and thinking about it. And I have several dogs that I adore, and they were my part of my inspiration. And then the character, the blonde character, is idea of my granddaughter, one of my granddaughters, and so I made a sketch and I talked to my friend, and she thought it was a good idea. And so we went from there.
wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
And what part of the book did you have like the hardest time in like writing it?
The hardest time in writing it. Well, I I didn't really feel that it was, I didn't really feel that it was very hard to do because I did research on all of it to make sure that it would, all be accurate. And the whole thing was a challenge. The whole thing
Right.
was a challenge. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
because I did notice that most of your books, and this is not the only book that you have,
Right,
right?
right.
And you have another one which is plant a tree and watch it grow. So they're more like talks about environmental stuff. So I believe that's really, it really takes some kind of effort to research about them because you need to be you need to make sure that
And
all the
accurate.
information, yeah,
Right.
there
And
were facts.
accurate.
So mhm.
Right.
So do you also like maybe are you somehow planning to like publish a book that may not be related to environment at some point?
I hadn't really thought so. I had to retire from my social work job in 2000 because I had a heart attack, and
Mm-hmm.
at that particular time in my life, I was doing a lot of art, and I started sketching things, and I had one about um, being friends. I have one that has children in it, and how to be friends with each other, and I just think the environment part of it is something that's kind of passed by in simple terms for children. I think children need to be able to understand the books that they look at just by looking at them, and not because they've been read to. They can look at the pictures and know what it is, and environment is more of what I would like to continue to
Mm-hmm.
work on. I would like to really continue with that.
Yeah, I
I
was
have.
just wondering as.
Oh,
Mhm.
I'm
God,
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
no, it's okay. Yeah, I was about to ask you that if you have a copy of that other book, Plant a Tree and Watch
I
It Grow.
I do, and I think this one is a very important book and a fun book because it's asking the kids to plant a tree and watch it grow. And personally, myself, I've done that many times, planted trees and watched them grow all in my yard. I have huge trees in my yard. I
Yeah, I can
think
see that
that
in the background.
the trees, yep, the trees are what make us oxygen to breathe. They take in the carbon monoxide and they let out the air, the H2O, for us to breathe. And they're very important to our environment.
Absolutely, I agree. You know, there's many places around the world right now that doesn't have enough trees to hold on to those some areas, and somehow they were prone to erosion or something like that. And of course, it's not something that you can recommend to someone to live in there for a long period of time because it might cause a lot of accident or at some point in some cities as well there's not enough trees that can give people let's just say a fresh air, so it tends to feel like the place or the city is so hot uh, already you
Right.
know
Exactly.
and I think planting trees is really and I not just I think but I believe planting trees is really a good thing that we can share to the children in their early age,
And
but
kids can give back to the earth. That's what I think is really nice, that they're giving a gift to the earth when they plant a tree. So,
that's true. And
yeah.
of course, planting a trees can give us more time in this planet. We can live longer, I guess, and then
Right. Right.
and that would give our grandchildren an opportunity to see a good Earth in the future. But
I
yeah, what are the most important elements in this book that you
And the
have right
splish
now?
splash water.
Yes,
Okay, that water is needed by all. Everything on Earth exists because water is there, and the amount of water on Earth never changes. It just changes where it is. The ozone in the outer layer of the Earth, of the atmosphere rather, holds
mm,
the moisture in. So we don't have less water. We just have to it just moves. It moves to other places and through
mm,
clouds and vapor in the air. And I think that that's interesting too. There's a simple experiment in the book that shows kids how to do that, how to see the vapor move and turn into to moisture in the air. You know, so I don't know. Am I making sense?
Yeah, you're right. Well, we may I may not be an expert for those scientific stuff, but I do have some ideas as well. But yeah, you're right. I mean, water is just there. It's just there's a cycle at some
Right,
point for water. It
right.
vaporizes, goes up to the air, and clouds are actually the one dropping it to where it's supposed to be. And at some point, trees as well are
Uh-huh.
helping the environment to get that kind of water up there. And I guess these two books of yours are really something that readers or the audience need
Right.
to check and to share to their children, because their children will definitely going to learn something out of it. But I was just wondering, is there any illustrations in this book, like the two books, Play Splash Water and Plant a Tree?
Oh,
Do they have
absolutely.
illustrations?
Yes, I do. In the one I think is extremely interesting myself is that water is the only thing on earth that comes in three forms. It comes in vapor, in solid, and in liquid. And I find that very interesting. And here's a picture of that, an example of,
Wow.
yeah, there's an example
The,
of that. And I think that's really interesting because nothing else on earth comes like that. It's
that's
all
true.
water. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Well, well, another questions that I have here, Sue. If you could meet the characters that you have in this book, what would you say to them?
The characters in my book, uh, I say, I don't, I think they should keep doing a good job that they're doing because they're enjoying nature and they're understanding about nature. They're learning. Uh, for example, in the Plant a Tree and Watch It Grow, there's a place where there's a petrified wood from that has been from millions of years ago that has been found on Earth, and I have a picture of that right here, and
Wow. Okay.
then all the different things that uh, need to have trees and water. Trees and water are both necessary for life. That's a big thing. That right there is just the biggest thing to me. It just it's kind of hard to imagine uh, not having that. Not having
Well,
it, and it's getting to be where trees are getting fewer and fewer, and we need those, and water is getting polluted, and we just need to take care of our environment.
exactly.
Right.
And book like this can really inspire a lot of people or a lot of children at some point. And hopefully, this is something that the parents will be able to share to their kids, because that's the only hope that we have right now.
Well,
um
I really hope that the parents and the teachers are interested in it because I think it might be a good book to have because they have Nature Day, they have Planet Tree Day, I think, and
yes, yes.
things like that.
Earth
And
Day. Yeah.
right, 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 Earth Day, yeah.
Yeah. Probably my last question here for you. What would be your, like, the most valuable piece of advice that you can give about writing?
Right from your heart. Write the way that I write is just simple and straight to the point. And I think that especially for kids, that's how they need it. Don't fluff it up well, I think the fluffy books are good, the little cutesy books and things, but these are right straight from my heart. And if you have something that interests you, research it. See if it's something that you want to write a book about or a story about. I have a granddaughter who's picking that up and she's learning how to write real well. And I feel like that I've influenced her, and it makes me proud. I feel very proud of it.
Yes, that's
I I,
true.
I hope that other kids will pick it up and decide to take care of their environment and write stories that touch their heart.
Yeah, or maybe write a book that can help the environment instead of, I
Right?
mean, I'm not really
Oh, I
against any nonfiction science stuff or
right.
any kind of other books like out there like love stories. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
I mean,
There's a place for
this
everything.
kind, yeah, exactly, and I think this is one of those books that we really need to be or to get out there. Any upcoming shows, Sue, that you're going to be doing? Any events that you're going to be participating? Maybe you can invite our audience for that.
Well, I'm going to be going to New York soon. I'm going to have a book signing um, there sometime, well, at the beginning of November, actually. And
Hmm.
yes, I'll give you more information later when I know for sure when and what. When and
That's wonderful. Hmm. Is that something that they can find in your website?
yes, yes, it
Oh
is.
wow. Okay.
Yes, it
Can you
is.
invite can you invite everyone
Everyone
to
is
your website?
invited. Please come. I would love that. I would love that. I
Yeah,
have books I can sign for you. We can talk about it if you like. I like
that's
that.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That and really exciting. Well, I hope we can extend our time here today, Sue. But I really enjoyed our conversation,
Thank you.
and I'll probably gonna check more about this book later on. Maybe you can also invite the our audience right now to check your website. Do you have a website?
I am working on one. I have one almost done. It will
Oh,
be,
almost done.
yes, it's
Any
almost done.
social media accounts maybe that they can follow you
Right.
or stuff
Under
like that,
Sue
like
Matinka.
Facebook.
Look up Sue Matinka and you'll be able to find me.
Okay, that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much again, Sue, for your time today. And for those who are watching us live right now, please grab a copy of Sue's book. It's available in Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and soon in her website. And again, the book that we're talking about today is Splash Water, and there's another one, Plant a Tree and Watch It Grow. Both of them are now or already available in Amazon. Thank you so much again, Sue, for your time.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully we
Wonderful.
talk again.
And yeah, hopefully we can talk again next time. I mean, that will definitely happen,
Okay.
and I'm gonna look forward for that one. And as we say it here with Readers Magnet, we share your story with the world. Goodbye.
Thank you.